Migrants are being subjected to unimaginable horrors from the moment they enter Libya. And on the 20th of December, UNSMIL and OHCHR issued a joint report which documented patterns of serious human rights violations and abuses suffered by migrants at the hands of state officials and members of armed groups, as well as atrocities committed by smugglers and traffickers. As we meet here today, torture and ill treatment of migrants in Libyan detention centres continue unabated. A few weeks ago, at a UNHCR transit centre in Niger, and the government of Niger should be thanked for their generous role in this, I met with migrants and refugees recently freed from detention in Libya. Every one of them, men, women, boys and girls, had been raped, many repeatedly, and tortured by electrocution. All testified about the widespread extortion technique whereby the torturers forced their victims to call their families, who were then subjected to the screams of their loved ones, which they are told will continue till they pay a ransom. Mr. Vice President, I can honestly tell the members of this Council that in 30 years in this line of work, these were the most harrowing accounts I have ever heard. And we call on the Libyan authorities and all relevant partners to ensure that the recommendations contained in our report are urgently followed up. It must be clear to all that Libya is still far from being a safe haven, and migrant ships in the central Mediterranean should not be returned to Libya. Restrictions on life-saving work of humanitarian search and rescue organizations should be lifted to end the situation by which they are obliged to stand by helplessly while human beings drown before their eyes. And we recommend to the European Union and its member states that they urgently reconsider their operational support to the Libyan Coast Guard, who continue to endanger the lives of migrants in distress at sea, and whose operations lead to the return of intercepted migrants to conditions of arbitrary detention and torture.